see that? Whether it's conscious or unconscious, we are trained, and in many of our churches, to compartmentalize our faith from what we actually think is true and real about the world. No wonder when a kid gets to college and someone says, oh, that faith stuff, here's evidence that it's not true. They've never been trained in it, they walk away and get rocked in their faith. In fact, I was just speaking to the largest ministry at UC Berkeley, right, which is as liberal as you can get, top private public school in the nation. And I was talking to the pastor, and I said, how many, you see Christian kids come in? I said, you see a lot of them leave their faith. He said, yes. And I said, well, what happens? He goes, you wouldn't believe. This Christian kid comes in, and the first time a professor says, well, you know creation is not true and evolution explains reality. Or the first time a professor says, you know the Bible's full of myth. He says it will rock these kids who are not prepared, and many of them will never recover. Because in their life and in their churches, they've been trained that religion is compartmentalized, helps them cope with life, but it's not something that's really true. Now, what's interesting is when you interview this generation of young people, do you know a majority of them will tell you or say that religion is important to them? Look at this recent study. 67% of young people said faith is very or extremely important in their lives. Now, a lot of people look at this statistic and they say, wow, this is great. Spirituality is important to young people. But you know something. You can get a survey to say something very different just based upon what? Yeah, the way you ask the question. So in the National Study of Youth and Religion, they flipped the question around. Instead of first asking young people, how important is religion in their life? You know what they asked them? They said, what is most important in your life? Now that's a very different question, isn't it? Listen to what they said. What rarely arises in such conversations are teens' religious identities, beliefs, experiences, or practices.